Yes, it's Sealtest Variety Theater with Henry Russell and his orchestra, the Crew Chiefs Quartet, the Dean of the Royal Family of the Theater, Lionel Barrymore, and one of radio's brightest comedy stars, Gary Moore. And here she is, our gal Thursday, the singing star of Variety Theater, Dorothy Lamour.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and hello, everyone. Welcome to our Sealtest Variety Theater. I feel really wonderful tonight, and who wouldn't with two such loyal and talented friends standing by as Lionel Barrymore and Gary Moore.
Well, hello, Dorothy, my child. A happy new year to you.
Well, thanks, Lionel. I think that calls for a kiss.
Oh, so that's how it works, huh? Oh, hiya, Dottie, old girl. Happy New Year. Well, how's about a kiss?
Well, Gary, after all, that is...
It's no use, Gary. You can't get away with that sort of thing until you get older.
You know, I think maybe you're right. Hello, Dorothy, my child. Happy New Year.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, and a very happy New Year to you.
And that's all? Well, I guess that's that.
That's the trouble with you young fellas nowadays. Why, son, when I was your age, if I saw a pretty girl I wanted to kiss, I just went right up and asked no questions and kissed her.
Well, didn't you get slapped in the face?
Yeah, sure, but I got an awful lot of kisses.
I don't think we have to worry about Gary. He's not so shy.
Oh, that's not true, Dottie. You know, as a matter of fact, I spent a very sheltered childhood. Why, I was 24 years old before I went out with the opposite sex.
Was your mother that strict?
No, she just wouldn't tell me which was the opposite sex. I don't know. I guess I've outgrown my adolescence. I meet so many people since I'm the quizmaster on Take It or Leave It. It's given me more assurance.
Well, how about you, Lionel? Did playing Dr. Gillespie have any effect upon you?
Oh, it certainly did. After portraying a doctor for so many years, I took it so seriously that if a friend sneezed, I said Gesundheit and send him a bill for medicine.
How about you, Dottie, and all those jungle pictures you played in?
Oh, don't remind me about it. For years, I couldn't sit down to dinner unless there was a monkey at the table. But what about that quiz show you're doing, Gary? Does that have any effect on your personal life?
Well, sometimes, yeah. Like I've been going with a girl here recently, and the other night her father called me in. He said, "Young man, for 3 years now you've been kissing, hugging, and smooching with my daughter. I want to ask you a few questions."
Oh, what did you say?
All right, sir. Which category do you choose?
Thank you, Mr. Barrymore, Mr. Gary Moore, and Miss Lamour. It's going to sound like the more the merrier. If you'll stand by for just a moment, we'd like to tell you about a special treat.
Get the best, get Sealtest.
Are you tired of 1948? Or just plain tired? Well, here's a tip on how to feel fine in 49. Drink more milk, at least a pint a day for adults, a quart a day for youngsters. Milk has what it takes to help give you zip and zing. Plenty of health-building vitamins, minerals, and proteins. And how you'll enjoy your good health builder when it's Sealtest homogenized vitamin D milk. It's creamy, rich, and smooth, packed with delicious farm-fresh flavor. Drink lots of Sealtest homogenized vitamin D milk. It'll help you feel fine in 49.
Get the best, get Sealtest.
And now Dottie Lamour, our own pretty baby, steps to the microphone as she bids goodbye to old man 1948. She welcomes young little 1949 and hopes that he'll be a pretty baby.
Everybody loves a baby, that's why I'm in love with you. Pretty baby, pretty baby. And I'd like to be your sister, brother, dad, and mother, too. Pretty baby, won't you come and let me rock you? in my cradle of love, and we'll cuddle all the time.
Cuddle all the time.
Oh, I want a loving baby, and it might as well be you. Pretty baby of mine.
Everybody loves a baby, that's why I'm so in love with you.
Ooh, baby, oh, baby.
If you'll only say you love me, we could start writing pitching some woo.
Baby, ah, baby, won't you come and let me rock you in my cradle of love, and we'll cuddle all the time.
Cuddle all the time.
Oh, I want a loving baby, and it might as well be you. Pretty baby of, pretty baby of, pretty baby of mine.
Each year, a bright young comedian flashes across the radio horizon, and I can think of no one who keeps on shining as brightly and as consistently as our first guest star tonight. America's most unpredictable quizmaster, the star of Take It or Leave It, Gary Moore.
Thank you very much, Dorothy, and good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to be with you tonight. And I hope that immediately following the program, each and every one of you will rush right out and buy yourself an Eversharp pen.
Oh, now, wait, Gary, you're on a different program tonight.
Huh? Excuse me. Friends, rush right out and buy an Eversharp pen and fill it with Sealtest ice cream. This will come in very handy when you're writing to people named Combe. What, Dottie? Oh, no. Honey, I want to wish you a somewhat belated Merry Christmas.
Well, thanks, Gary. You know I love Christmas, and I'm really sorry it's all over.
Yeah, I am, too, but I don't know, at least it'll give my bankroll a rest. I don't know, there seem to be so many occasions for buying presents nowadays. There's Mother's Day when you go out and buy a present for Mother. Then there's Father's Day when you go out and buy a present for Father. Then there's Christmas Day when you go out and buy a present for everybody. And I'm inventing a brand new holiday that I think is going to be very popular. I'm going to call it Nothing Day. You just sit there and hold on to your money.
You can count me in on that one. But anyway, Gary, I do want to thank you for coming to visit me on this, our last program of 1948.
Oh, Dottie, my little flower. And I use the word flower in reference to your stems. I'm happy to be here, really I am. And if you don't mind, I would like to take advantage of your microphone to perform an annual duty of mine. The presentation of the annual Gary Moore Awards to the outstanding people of the past year.
Oh, I'd be thrilled. These are the outstanding people of 1948?
Yes, Dorothy, 1948. The year that will forever go down in history as the year between 1947 and 1949. Seems to make sense. But, Dorothy, as I look back over the 12 months just past, it seems to me that we should be most grateful to the men of science. Men like Albert Einstein, J. Robert Oppenheimer, Dr. Stafford Warren, and above all, to the greatest scientist of them all, McMeechan Motzi-Trotz.
McMeechan Motzi-Trotz?
Yes, Dorothy, he was the man who finally discovered why a watermelon has so many seeds.
Now, there's a contribution to mankind. Tell me, why does a watermelon have so many seeds?
Well, because it can't go... Very simple when you think about it, you know.
Well, science also made great strides in producing artificial products. I read where a scientist down south actually got milk from a peanut.
No.
Yes, sir, milk from a peanut. What do you think of that?
He must have used an awfully low stool. But enough about science, Dottie. How about your own racket, motion pictures?
Ah, yes, this cinema.
In 1948, the movies were noted for many great pictures and many great performances. And above all, it was a year of strange titles. I particularly like those pictures with the one-word titles like Shocked, Lured, Pursued, Possessed. And next year, David O. Selznick will present the greatest of them all, Pooped. starring Tyrone No Power and Andy Hardley. And in my opinion, the award for the best movie of the year must go to that super epic, Riding the Range. A 3-bell picture. One of us kids has got to go back to school. And our feature award of the evening goes to that sterling young actress, Miss Injured Bird Dog, for her memorable portrayal of Schnook in the picture Duel in the Smog. We are honored to have Miss Bird Dog with us tonight, and she will reenact that famous part for us now. Go ahead, Miss Bird Dog.
I promise never to leave you again, Chumley. I promise, I promise, I promise, I promise, I promise, I promise, I promise.
And so we pick Miss Bird Dog as the most promising actress of the year. My survey also shows that in 1948, the movies made more extensive use of radio advertising than ever before. All over your radio dial, you could hear dramatic advertisements of coming pictures, such as this announcement concerning the picture, The Three Mrs. Bandelbaums.
I'm Cynthia. I didn't want to lose Rodney's love. I'm Imogene. I didn't want Cynthia to have Rodney.
I'm Rodney. I didn't want to make this picture in the first place. And I like that one. It's so true, you know. And in conclusion, we would like to make an award to one of the behind-the-scene workers in motion pictures. And for this honor, we have chosen this year Miss Gertrude Armentrude. Miss Armentrude, will you tell us what your contribution was to the cinema?
Certainly. My contribution to motion pictures was the care and promotion of better diction.
A better diction. Mm-hmm. In other words, you feel that proper speech is important in film work, huh?
Well, naturally. Is it not your conviction that the proper inflection and pronunciation are a necessitation in the creation of the characterization? Or have you no ambition to follow tradition?
Yes, I love to follow tradition. In fact, I feel you must follow tradition to capture the rapture of culture. Don't you? But in closing, Miss Armentrude, have you any little thought to leave with us?
Yes, a little poem that I wrote.
A poem? Well, isn't that nauseating? How does I apologize. How does it go, this poem, Miss Armentrude?
I thank you one and all for your very kind attention, and my appreciation is more than I can mention. In taking my departure, just please remember this. I am very fortunate to have met up with you.
And on this note of culture, friends, I close my Barrymore Awards for 1948. And if each of those people whose names I have mentioned tonight will get in touch with me immediately following the program, I will be more than honored to give each of them a solid gold... That's funny, there seems to be a page missing here. Well, good night, friends. Thank you very much.
Years ago, they said prosperity was just around the corner. 2 years ago, they said television was just around the corner. But this morning, I heard the crew chief say, love is just around the corner.
Love's just around the corner, any cozy little corner. Love's just around the corner when I'm around you. I'm a sentimental mourner. I couldn't be forlorner when you keep me on a corner just waiting for you. Venus de Milo was noted for her charm, but strictly between us, you're cuter than Venus.
And what's more, I've got all.
Let's cuddle in a corner, any cozy little corner. just around the corner, and I'm around you. Sealtest.
When it comes to New Year's resolutions, most of us have the same trouble. We make 'em and break 'em. But there's one resolution that never has and never will be broken. I'm talking about the Sealtest Pledge, a pledge to you of top quality and purity. You can depend on this when you buy Sealtest milk, because it must meet exceptionally high standards for purity and quality before it can bear the famous Sealtest seal. So ask for Sealtest milk every time. And for extra goodness, smooth, creamy, rich flavor, make it Sealtest homogenized vitamin D milk. Always.
Get the best, get Sealtest.
There are certain words that are synonymous to the word theater, such as glamorous, exciting, thrilling. But I can think of only one word that for years has embodied all these adjectives, and that word is Barrymore. And here he is, Mr. Lionel Barrymore. Well, Lionel, the Sealtest magic carpet is out, ready to whisk us back to a New Year's Eve of many years ago, long before you were mayor of the town. Won't you climb aboard?
After you, my dear.
Carlton, will you set the scene, please?
Right, Dottie. It is New Year's Eve at the turn of the century. Our hero is calling for his best girl to take her out for the evening. He rings the bell. The door is opened. The best girl's father speaks.
Happy New Year, son.
Happy New Year, Mr. McClinton.
Well, let me take your hat and coat. Muffler? Umbrella?
Gloves.
Rubbers? Earmuffs? By the way, young man, how's the weather out?
Like a summer's night.
Like... Well, that's good. I better tell Dorothy you're here. Dorothy?
Yes, Papa.
Lionel is here.
Papa, can I see you for a minute?
Yes, dear. What is it? Would you excuse me for a moment?
Oh, I'm nervous, Papa. I don't know exactly how to tell you, but...
You can tell me, daughter. After all, I'm your papa.
Oh, I can't find my bustle.
You can't find your bustle?
No.
I never saw a girl lose things the way you do. A bustle. If you didn't have your head attached, you'd lose that, too.
Well, I suppose I'd better go down. Lionel, good evening.
Good evening, Dorothy.
May I offer you a drink, Lionel?
Well, I don't know.
Sarsaparilla?
Oh, no, I have to drive.
Well, how about a lemon ice?
Oh, that would be just splendid. Isn't New Year's Eve exciting?
Just think. Tonight will be the beginning of a new century. I wonder what the next 50 years will bring.
Well, I understand that a fella just built an auto the other day called the Apperson Jackrabbit that goes 15 miles an hour.
15? Well, I don't believe it.
And not only that, but there are reports that one fella got his car up to 60 miles an hour.
Where was that?
At a place called Hollywood and Vine.
Oh, Lionel, dear, look at the time.
Yes. I think we'd better get going. I have a handsome cab waiting outside.
Are we really going to Reisenweber's, Lionel?
Yes, my dear, yes. I understand they have a dinner there now of shrimp cocktail. oysters on the half-shell, crab consommé, filet mignon, asparagus, hollandaise sauce, cherries jubilee.
Are you sure you can afford it, Lionel?
Well, it's New Year's Eve. And what good is a man if he can't spend 65 cents?
Oh, there's Reisenweber's now.
Driver, here we are.
Yes, sir. Whoa, McKinley.
Here you are, driver. 50 cents.
Oh, thank you, sir. And here's your change.
Keep it. Buy yourself a drink.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but I don't drink.
Well, then buy your horse a drink.
Sorry, but he's on the wagon, too.
Oh, Lionel, it's so exciting being here at Reisenweber's with all its glamour. Lionel? Do you know what orchestra is playing here?
It's a new one that was just formed last week.
Really? What's the name of it?
Phil Spitalny and his one-girl orchestra.
Oh, isn't it fascinating to think that we're sitting here and it's almost 1901?
Yeah.
That in 50 years from now, our parts will be played by Betty Grable and Dan Daly.
It's almost 12. In just a minute, it'll be New Year.
It's New Year's Eve, Lionel. 1901. Just think, a new century is born.
Just think what the new century will bring forth. Invention, science, ideas. Great men will be born. Nations will rise and fall. I wonder what they'll be saying 50 years from now.
I think I know what they'll be saying.
What?
All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. For years, folks all over the world have been singing Auld Lang Syne when they want to bid farewell to the old year. Well, there's another word which not only means goodbye, but also hello. And so, in farewell to 1948, and in greeting to 1948-49, I can think of no song more fitting than Aloha, oh, aloha, oh. Thou charming one who dwells among the bowers, one fond embrace before we now depart, until we meet again.
Donnie, honey, thanks so much for having me over. It was an awful lot of fun. And before I go, let me wish you and everybody a very happy New Year.
Thanks, Gary. Please come back again soon, and Happy New Year.
You know, Dorothy, I've seen a lot of years come and go, and I've heard a lot of people saying the world is going to pot. Well, most of those people are gone, but the old world is still spinning, except for some growing pains every once in a while. She's getting better all the time. And I got a hunch that 1949's going to be the beginning of a grown-up world filled with grown-up people who are ready to work and live in peace from here on.
Thou charming one who dwells among the bowers, one fond embrace before we now depart, until we meet again.
Sealtest brings you season's greetings and some of the best eating you ever enjoyed. For instance, vanilla fudge nut ice cream, a scrumptious dish from Sealtest. Creamy vanilla ice cream chock full of crunchy nuts, with ribbons of rich chocolate nut fudge winding all through it. Something different and delicious. Here's another special Sealtest treat, strawberry dessert cakes. Mighty handy because they're individual servings, and mighty tempting, too. A delightful combination of cake with strawberries, covered over with rich Sealtest vanilla ice cream, sprinkled with toasty macaroons, and topped to festive perfection with a dash of real whipped cream. Your family's sure to enjoy Sealtest strawberry dessert cakes. Treat them to Sealtest vanilla fudge nut ice cream, too. And make this resolution for a taste-happy New Year. Always
Get the best, get Sealtest.
And here again is your mistress of ceremonies, Dorothy Lamour.
Lionel, Barrymore, and Gary Moore, thank you so much for signing our guest book at Sealtest Variety Theater. And what better to start the new year than knowing that your appearance tonight contributes to a fine cause, the establishment of the American Federation of Radio Artists Welfare Insurance Fund. And so until next year, when our guest stars will be that man with the low IQ and the high hooper, Ed Gardner, and one of Hollywood's outstanding film stars, Cornell Wilde, this is Dorothy Lamour saying keep well...
Excuse me, Dottie, for breaking in, but how about that royal welcome you want to extend to the newest member of the Sealtest family?
Well, you didn't think I was going to forget that, did you, Carlton? Especially when there's another Dorothy involved. So to my good friend Dorothy Dix, who next week will begin her daytime radio show, Dorothy Dix on the Air, all the gang at the Sealtest Variety Theater would like to say the best of luck in the world, and we'll be listening. And now, until next week, this is Dorothy Lamour saying keep well, keep happy, and keep listening.
Lionel Barrymore returns to the air next week as star of his own radio program, Mayor of the Town. Mr. Barrymore appeared through arrangement with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, producers of the all-star Technicolor musical Words and Music, based on the lives and music of Rodgers and Hart. Continuity for Sealtest Variety Theater is written by Howard Harris and Sidney Zelinka, and direction is by Glenn Hall Taylor. Tune in next Thursday at this same time when Sealtest Milk and Ice Cream again presents Sealtest Variety Theater, starring Dorothy Lamour, and as our guests, Ed Gardner and Cornell Wilde. Sealtest Incorporated and associate companies are divisions of National Dairy Products Corporation. This is Carlton Cadell speaking.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.